In our last class, we have taken up the Banker's algorithm and we solved the example with the Banker's algorithm. And the basic intention was Banker's algorithm is going to contain two phases. First phase, it will be safety algorithm. Second phase will be the resource request algorithm. So to implement these, either a safety algorithm, either the resource request algorithm, it is going to opt for data structures called as available, maximum, allocation, and need. How we are going to compute the need means, need we are going to take up with a formula called as need is equals to some maximum minus allocation. So how many times or how long we are going to iterate this process means we are going to iterate it until finish is equals to true. So we take two independent vectors. One will be a Boolean vector and another will be a integer vector where it is going to say the available items to be moved into work. That means from here onwards, we are going to assume work is equals to some available and we iterate the steps until finish is equals to false. That means I have P0, P1, P2, P3 and P4. So right from P0 to P4 and we say finish is equals to false. Once it is done, then we are going to call it as finish is equals to true. That means how long the number of steps a banker's to execute, those number of iterations banker algorithm is going to take place. Fine. How it is going to measure the work vector means, so it is going to itemize with a formula called as work is equals to some work plus allocation, and thereby it is going to derive a safe state. So we do have safe state, we do have unsafe state, and if we are going to be in a safe state, we can guarantee that there may be a no deadlock. If we are going to be in an unsafe state, then maybe we say chances to lead to deadlock. So unsafe state is not a deadlock state. There may be a chance in a deadlock. That means you asked 50,000 rupees is for your maximum need and 25,000 was given to you and they were telling another 25,000 will be given next month. So your need was somewhat satisfied, 50% you have received. That it doesn't mean that you are hang up. Some work can go with the 25,000. So in the next month you will get the next 25,000. So overall maximum you asked for 50,000, you will get that 50,000. So that means you are going to be put it in a safe state. So whenever you ask 50,000, immediately 50,000 was released to you, then you are going to call, your algorithm shows that you are moved to a safe state. So now safe state is going to derive a safe sequence, and after the safety algorithm derives a safety sequence, then the resource algorithm, request algorithm is going to take up, and it is going to always check whether resource is less than or equals to need, whether request is less than or equal to available, and it is going to itemize the three steps. Availability is equals to some availability minus request, allocation is equals to some allocation plus request, and need is equals to some need minus request. All together, if it is going to put it in a safe state, so that the deadlock will never occur. So we worked on this example. We were mentioning A as 10 instances, B as 5 and C as 7. Then we taken up this algorithm and we computed the need algorithm, that is need matrix. So we computed as maximum minus allocation. Thereby we have iterated 5 process and we derived a safe sequence. So next one, that is the first half of the safety algorithm. The next half we are going to call it as resource request graph. In resource request graph, we were telling that P1 is going to ask for additional value. That is, earlier P1 was 122. Now P1 was asking for 102. So is this satisfied or not? It is a question here. Yeah. So earlier it is 200. Now it is going to ask for one more request. So it has become 302. So it has become 302. So whether it is going to be meeting the need, whether it is going to be given to it or not, it is going to be measured. So how it is going to accept that scenario, etc., will be derived. We have already shown that. After that, now let us work the same set of examples, again with one more algorithm. Because if I derive again the same algorithm, so it will be a little bit ambiguity. So let us work on fresh algorithm, fresh state. Let us work on the first state. So we do have number of instances for A is 3, number of instances for B is 14, number of instances for C is 12, and number of instances for D is 12. So this is the exercise problem which was given in your textbook, Andrew S. Dynamo. So Silverskas-Galvin. So now you can see here is a snapshot which was given by the author. So he is going to get P0 to P4 as states, and allocation he has given a matrix, maximum he has given a matrix, availability is also he has given a matrix. Then what was the questions they were asking was you have to solve it using the algorithm. After Banker's algorithm, what you have to do? You have to compute the need matrix. You have to compute the need matrix. So how to compute the? Now let us work on the first part. Let us work on the first part, question A, that is what is the content of the matrix, that is need. So now we do have these attributes here. The other name for available, we are going to call it as work. Other name for available, we are going to call it as work. So 1502 is still 150 and 2 was the still the availability which was given. Sorry, 1520. 1520 was still it is with the operating system. So now where are these three means A is going to have 1, 2 and 3. Now where are these 14? 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 6, 14. Now C is equals to 12. Where are these 12 instances? 2 here, 3 here, 3 here. So 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 4. Again you are going to get the 12. D is left with 0. Where are these 12 assigned? Where are these 12 allocated? They are allocated to D. How it is going to be done? 2 plus 6 plus 2. So obviously it is 10. 10 plus 4. We are going to, so there is some little mistake. 1 second. So 0012, 100, 1356, 0632 and 0012. So total number of instances for D will be total number of instances for D will be 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. This is 14. So D allocation was 14. Okay. Now let us compute the need matrix. What is the content of the need matrix? So how I am going to compute the need matrix? Need matrix, the formula was maximum minus allocation. So maximum minus allocation. Okay. So maximum was so need of P0. So need of P0. So how I'm going to get the need of P0? That is maximum. What is maximum of P0? 0012. And what is the allocated value? Maximum minus allocation. What is allocation value? 0012. So obviously 0 minus 0 is 0, 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, 2 minus 2 is 0. So now the need vector was 0, 0, 0, 0. Next we have to compute for P1. So what is the maximum need of P1? Maximum need of P1 was 175 2. That is A 1 instance, B 7 instances, C 5 instances, and D 2 instances, right? And allocation, what was the allocated as of now? It was 1 0 0. So now what is still the need here? So 1 minus 1 0, 5 and 2. So still it needs to get 0 7 5 and 2. Okay, next I have to compute for the P2. So P2, how I can compute the need matrix for P2? Need matrix is equals to maximum minus allocation. What is the maximum value of P2 allocation? 2, 5 and 6. Next, what is the allocated value? 1, 3, 5 and 6. So I'm going to get this 1, 3, 5 and 6. So 1 0 0. So still P2 needs 1 0 0. Later on we have to compute for P3. How I have to compute for P3? P3 need is equals to need minus allocation. So need is equals to some maximum minus allocation. So maximum minus allocation, so that is maximum value was 0652 and allocation value was 0632. So obviously 0 0 2 and 0. So 0 0 2 and 0. Next we have to compute for P4. So P4, how I am going to compute for P4? P4 need I have to compute. How do I compute? Need is equals to some maximum minus allocation. What is the maximum value of P4? It is 0 6 5 6. What is the allocated value? 0 0 1 4. So this is what we are going to say it is an allocated value. So 0 0 1. So now we have to make a subtraction operation to get the need. So 0 minus 0 0, 6 minus 0 is 6, 5 minus 1 is 4 and 6 minus 4 is 2. So A is 0 instances, B is 6 instances, 4 is C is 4 instances and D contains 2 instances. So I am going to write 0 6 4 and 2. Got it? So this is how you are going to compute. This is how you are going to compute the need matrix. So let us verify the answer again. So what I should get 0 0 0 0. Yeah. Next I should get 0 7 5 0, 0 7 5 2. Yeah, I got it. Third one it should be 1 0 0 2. So 1 0 0 2 it should be there. So any guess anything went wrong? 1 3 5 6 2 3 5 6. 1354. Okay, this is not 6 here, this is 4 here. So 1354, you can read, you can look at here, 1354. So therefore I will be getting 1002. Okay, I will be getting 1002. So next P3 is there. So it is 0020. Yeah, we got 0020. Next we should get 0642. So 0642, we got it. Okay, now we have computed the need matrix. Now let us go to the PPT here. So what the Banker's algorithm is going to say: take available, take matrix, take allocation, and take need. Okay, you have taken allocation, you have taken maximum, you have computed allocation, and you have computed need. How did you compute the need? Need is equals to some maximum minus allocation. You have taken up this formula. You are done with it. Okay, next one. We have to come to the second part to derive the safe sequence. How I can compute the safe sequence? I have to iterate before iterating 1 to 4 steps. What I have to do? I have to initialize availability is equals to work. I have to initialize availability is equals to work. Okay, so I am mentioning work or available. That change I have given. Next I am saying false until it goes to the process n. That is, what is process? P0, P1, P2, P3, P4. So until the 4 processes are going to be in a safe sequence, I say it is false. So when the false is equals to, when the finish is equals to true, that means all the iterations has been done. There is no more process to be executed by the CPU and it has done a safe sequence. At that case, we have to build up the finish is equals to true. Okay, next we have to see whether the need is less than or equal to work. If need is not less than or equal to work, obviously if I am having 10,000 and if you are asking me for 15,000, I can't give you 15,000. The reason was my total maximum was only 10,000 I have and you are asking for 15,000, which is little bit ambiguity. So the algorithm, the banker's algorithm will work, or the operating system resources allotment will be done if it is going to have its ample availability, whether the need is less than or equals to availability. That is, need is less than or equal to work. If it is going to be there, then it is going to honor that. So, oh, okay, fine. The condition is true. What I have to do? You have to say work is equals to some work plus allocation. Okay, got it? If need is less than or equal to work, what I have to do? I have to say work is equals to some work plus allocation. Okay, so if need is less than or equal to work, we have taken up work is equals to some work plus allocation. So now let us start and derive a safe sequence. Let us start the algorithm and derive a safe sequence, how we can generate a safe sequence. Okay, fine. So what is P0's need? P0's need was 0, 0, 0, 0. P0 need was 0, 0, 0, 0. And what is, whether it is less than or equals to work, 1, 5, 1, 5, 2, 0. So whether 0 is less than 1, whether 0 is less than 5, whether 0 is less than 2, whether 0 is less than 0, yeah, it less than or equal to, it is done. So what I'm going to do, work is equals to some work plus allocation. So work now initially was 1520, and what was the allocation to it? The allocation was P, what is P0's allocation? P0 allocation was 0, 0, 1, 2. So 0, 0, 1 and 2. So 1 is A instances, B instances, C instances and D instances. So what is work here? So work is equals to some 1 instances of A, 5 instances of B, 3 instances of C and 2 instances of D. So now this is what we are going to expect it from the new matrix. Got it? From the new matrix we are going to expect it. So we can write 1, 5, 3 and 2. So now P0 is going to enter into the safe sequence. Now P0 is going to enter into the safe sequence. Okay, now P1 is done. Now let us pick up the second process. What is the second process? P1. Okay, what is the need of P1? Need of P1 was 0, 7, 5, 2. 0, 7, 5 and 2. Whether it is less than or equals to new work. What is work? 1532. So 1532 is, here I am going to ask for 7. Okay, so now is need less than or equal to work? No, I can't take up the process P2. So what it is going to do? It is going to iterate for the next step. What was the next step? The next step, what is the need vector of P2? Need vector of P2, then it is going to move to the next step, that is P2. So need vector of P2 was 1002, and whether it is less than or equals to 1532. So now the condition is true. If the condition is true, what I have to do? Work is equals to some work plus allocation. Work is equals to some work plus allocation. So what is work here? 1532. What is allocation here? So what is P2 allocation? P2 allocation is 1, 3, 5 and 4. So 1, 3, 5 and 4. So I'll be getting it as 8 instances, 8 instances, 8 instances and 2 instances of P2. So now what I can do is I can update this value here. Instead of 1, 5, 3, 2, now I am going to assign it as 2, 8 and 8. So work is equals to work plus allocation. So 1, 5, 3, 2. So this is 6 here, right? 4 plus 2 is 6. So I'm going to assign it as 6 here. So 2, 8, 8 and 6. Okay, next what we can do, we can move to the next process. So now we have put this P2 in the safe state. Okay, we have honored P0, P1 7 is not less than or equals to 5, so we didn't consider P1 request. Next we have taken up P2, so 1002, whether it is less than 153. Yes, it is less than. Then what we have to do? Work is equals to work plus allocation. Okay, so 1532 plus 13 54, we are going to get 2886. So now this is the updated availability, or this is the updated work. Okay, fine. After P2, now let us move to the P3 value. So P3, what was the need? P3 need was 0, 0, 2 and 0, which is less than or equals to work. What is the new work here? The new work was 2, 8, 8 and 6. New work was 2, 8, 8 and 6. So now 200020, whether it is less than 2886, yes, it is less than. Then what I have to do? Work is equals to some work plus allocation. Okay, what is work now? 2886. Then what is allocation value? What is allocation value? So work is equals to some work plus allocation. So what is allocation value of P3? So the allocation value of P3 was 032. So I can take 0, 6, 3 and 2. So now I'm going to get the new refined work, that is 2 instances of A, 14 instances of B, 8 instances of C, and I'm going to get this 11 instances of, so 8 plus 3 is 11, 11 instances of C and 8 instances of D. Okay, so 2 instances of A, 14 instances of B, 11 instances of C, and 6 plus 2, that is equals to 8, 8 instances of D. So this is the new value here. So I can overwrite 2886 with 2, followed by B is 14, followed by C is 11, followed by D is 8 here. So now I am going to change this P3 value as with the new updated work. Okay, after P3 is going to be done, now let us compute the value for P4. So let us compute the value for P4. So what is P4's need? What is P4's need? P4's need was 0642, 0642, whether this is less than or equals to. So now P0 is done, P2 is done, then we have just now completed P3. So we have putting P0, P2, P3 in the same sequence. Now we are processing P4 here. So 0642, whether it is less than or equals to work. What is the work value? Work value was 2, 14, 11 and 18. So whether 0 less than 2, whether 6 is less than 14, whether 4 is less than 11, whether 2 is less than 18, all the conditions are true. If all the conditions are true, what I have to do? Work is equals to some work plus allocation. So what is the existing work right now? Existing work was 2, 14, 11 and 18. So this is work. And what is allocation? So what is the allocated value of P4 here? That is 0014. So the allocated value of P4 was 0014. So I'll be getting 0, 0, 1 and 4. So this is 8, right? This is not 18. So this is 8 here. So just I will take an eraser here. So to you have, where is this eraser? Yeah. So this is value was only 8, not 18. So 6 plus 2 is 8 here. So we are going to have 0014. Now we are going to do the addition here. So 8 plus 4 is 12 instances, 11 plus 1 is 12 instances, 14 plus 0 is 14, and 2 plus 0 is 2 instances. Now we are going to get it as 2, 14, 12 and 12. So now replace this worker availability 2, 14, 14 and 12. 2, 14, 14 and 12, we are going to get this value. Okay, fine. Now there is no P5. So after P4 is completed, then it is going to move back to the first condition and it verifies whether P1 is done. P1 is done. Verifies whether, it verifies whether P0 is done. Yes, P0 is done. Then it verifies whether P1 is done or not. P1 is not done, right? P1 is not done. So what it is going to do? Now it is going to check what is the P1's need. P1's need was 0752, 0752, and whether it is less than or equal to present work. What is present work? 2 instances of A, 14 instances of B, 12 instances of C, and 12 instances of D. So all they are greater than 0752. So now what it can do? It can say, yeah, need is less than or equal to work. What is the other step if the condition is satisfied? Then we have to say work is equal to some work plus allocation. So what is work plus allocation? So I'm going to get 2, 14, 12 and 12. Then I'm going to verify the value of A P1, that is 1000. So I'm going to verify the value of 100. So 1000. So I'm going to get it as 3 instances, 14 instances, 12 instances and 12 instances. So A, B and C, D. So now I'm going to replace the work and availability vector with 3 instances of A, 14 instances of B, 14 instances of B. Then I'm going to replace this is 14 instances of B, 12 instances of C and 12 instances of D. So now this is the final value what we are going to get. So after P4, now we are going to update the safe sequence with P1. So the safe sequence was P0, P2, P3, P4 and P1. If in this order CPU can schedule, CPU can see that it executes the process request in this order using the Banker's algorithm, definitely deadlock can be prevented. So that is the final conclusion of the Banker's algorithm. So what Banker algorithm is going to do is it is going to have P0, P1, P2, P3, P4 with these requests, and it is going to solve in an order. So it is going to solve the order of P0, P0, P2, P3, P4, P1 instead of executing in FCFS, first come first serve, like P0, P1, P2, P3, P4. If it is going to do serially one after the other, definitely either mutual exclusion, either no preemption, either hold and wait, either circular waiting. In any of these conditions, all the 4 will come simultaneously and it will lead to deadlock. But the aim of the operating system is to see that it never enters into deadlock. So it is going to employ an algorithm called as Banker's algorithm, and Banker's algorithm is going to schedule it in which order, which appropriate order it can execute the process, so that the computer, the mobile will not ever enter into a deadlock state. So instead of doing it in FCFS policy, first zero, that is first come first serve, P0, P1, P2, P3, P4, instead of scheduling it in this order, if the operating system is using Banker's algorithm and if it is scheduling in P0, P2, P3, P4, P1 in this order, definitely the deadlock will not arise. So this is what the key takeaway of this slide. So I'm going to save this as D3 here. So now we can look into the question what it was asked. So the question what it was asked was, yeah, is the system in safe state? Is the system in safe state? Yes, the system is in safe state. How I'm going to go to this conclusion? How I'm going to go to the how I'm going to give this conclusion means, it is going to say that if it is going to available in P0, P2, P3, P1, P4, if it is going to be in some order, definitely the system will not lead into a deadlock. Okay, the next question now, is the system is in safe state? Yeah, answer is in safe state. Yes, answer we can say it is safe state. What is safe sequence? The safe sequence, yes, we have already derived the safe sequence. Safe sequence was given as P0, P2, P3, P4 and P1. If the system is going to provoke this order, pertain this order, definitely it is not going to get into the deadlock. So after this algorithm, now we do have the second part of the algorithm, right? We do have the second part of the algorithm, that is availability is equals to some availability minus request, allocation is equals to some allocation plus request, need is equals to some need minus request. Okay, so availability is equals to some availability minus request, allocation is equals to some allocation plus request, need is equals to some need minus request. So how this is going to be solved? So to do this solution here, so we are already working with this example. So I'm going to take up 102, and this is the new request which is raised by P1, and earlier was it is 002. Now 200. Earlier was 200. Now I'm going to add and revise it as 302. So that is how I'm going to get this 302. So earlier I'm going to get it as 332. Now I'm going to see that I put the request, that is I'm going to subtract the request to 230. So we am going to get this 230 here. So what is the three steps which are going to be navigated? Means the three steps which are going to be navigated are need is equals to need minus request. So need is equals to need minus request. So we have already iterated. So this is need is equals to some need minus request. So new need here. So need is equals to some need minus request. We have iterated. Then we have got this third step 230. We have got this 230. Next to say allocation is equals to some allocation plus request. Allocation is equals to some allocation plus request. So how did we get this allocation is equals to allocation plus request? Earlier allocation is equals to some allocation plus request. So what is the allocation value earlier? 200. What is the request value? Request value was 102. So now what is allocation value? 302. So we are going to get this 302 here. Okay, so we have taken up the first step, allocation is equals to allocation plus request. Next we have made need is equals to some need minus request, and after that we have one more step to iterate, that is allocation is equals to some that is availability is equals to some availability minus request. Availability is equals to some availability minus request. So availability, yeah, sorry, this formula was here. This is availability is equals to some availability minus request. So availability earlier was 332. Now we have solved it as 102. Then you are going to get it as 230. So 230. So what I have to do, one more thing, I have to show you the third availability, that is allocation we have taken up, need we have taken up. Yeah, need is equals to need minus request also we have taken. So in factor of need, we are going to execute it as need is equals to need minus request. In factor of availability, we are going to derive this as availability minus request. So need and availability both are same. Okay. So now let us take up the same scenario here, and how this is going to be processed in another iteration. Okay. So for that, what we can do is we are going to work with one more topic here. So that is a deadlock detection and deadlock recovery algorithm. So deadlock detection is one phase and recovery is another phase in the deadlock content. So the two things what this deadlock is going to emphasize was a single instance and a multiple instance. So if it is a single instance, then it is going to opt for resource request graph, and if it is for multiple instance, then it is going to take up for Banker's algorithm. It is going to take up for Banker's algorithm. So either a single request graph, either a Banker's algorithm. But of course, one major change what you have to see is Banker's algorithm first state is having safety algorithm, and it is going to derive safe sequence. It is going to derive safe sequence. The second phase is nothing but the resource request algorithm only. You have to make a note of it. So the same resource request graph is going to be common either in a Banker's algorithm or in a single instance based algorithm. Got it? So resource request graph is common for a single instance or a multiple instance. So we just made A is equals to 10, A is equals to D is equals to 14. So what is 14 there? 14 are called the number of instances. What is 1? If A is equal to 1, I can't make it 2, 3, 4. It is having a single instance. Got it? That is the major change you should understand. So if we are going to do with a single instance algorithm, we are going to with claim edge, resource allocated edge, request edge, everything will be done with resource request algorithm, that too for a single process. But if it is going to be in a multi-programming or a multitasking environment, multiple processes are competing for the same resource of the time. Now operating system will see that at any head time, hang up should not happen. So to avoid the deadlock condition, it is going to provide the Banker's algorithm. So to use this Banker's algorithm, first part it is going to derive safe sequence, and second part obviously the resource allocation graph, what is mentioned for single algorithm, the same thing is going to taken up. Okay, for a single instance algorithm, it is going to be drawn up using a graph, and that graph we are going to call it as weight for graph. Okay, now we are changing the terminology. So how is this single instance graph is drawn? That is one more scenario here. The single instance graph is going to be drawn using weight for graph. So graph, how it is going to draw? It is going to have some set of vertices and it is going to have some set of edges. So all the processes are going to be represented with some vertices. So we are going to call them as nodes here, and one we are going to say request edge, another we are going to call it as some assigned edge. One we are going to call it as request edge and another we are going to call it as assigned edge. Before that, both of them they are going to be proved in dotted lines. Both of them they are going to be proven in dotted lines. Then we are going to say it is claim edge. If it is going to be done in bold line, then they are going to say it is a resource edge or it is going to be a assigned edge. So if I am going to say it is as an assigned edge, if it is going to be from an assigned edge, then it will be from resource to process. If I am going to use it as a request edge, then it will be from process to resource. Okay, if it is going to be a claim edge, if it is going to be CLAIM, it is going to be a claim edge, then it is going to be done using dotted line. So that is the distinction we should understand. So either working with a multiple instances, either using a single instance graph, we should see that graph has no cycling. So no cycles are there, then we can say no deadlock. If cycles are there, then there is a chances for deadlock. Got it? So the aim of the algorithms what we are going to propose is, if there are cycles, it may lead to a deadlock, so we should reclaim those cycles. If there is no cycle in a graph, yes, we can certainly take it for grantedly, we can say there is no deadlock exists. So no cycles, then there is a no deadlock. So now what was the time complexity, or what was how the resource request it is going to happen was, it is going to work with a word, the number of times it is going to iterate it in the big O notation. So we are going to call here as with N2. Okay, so in tomorrow's graph we will be taking up how resource allocation graph is going to taken up, and we will reiterate the deadlock detection algorithm, and we will take up the second case here. So how is the deadlock is going to happen, and how if an additional request was given, how it is going to handle. So this was already mentioned in the third part, right? So C bit, if a request is going to be raised with 0420, how it is going to handle, that is a question raised. So for that I have to teach you this example. After deriving this example, then we can work out on the same example again. So that is all for today. Yeah, thank you for joining my class. Stopping my recording.